Okay, hello guys. So let me just give you a quick brief introduction of myself. So I'm currently an engineering student in my second year, and I have a keen interest in trading and finance. So I just love to learn about new strategies, and I myself trade in the stock market since it's close to a year. I don't manage a very huge capital. I just manage 30,000. But yeah, still I love to trade, so I keep on learning that. Okay. Also, I have also cleared the CFA Investment Foundation program. Let's jump on to what you will get from this channel. So my aim is to share the videos of me doing the analysis, of me implementing the strategies that I have learned from various sources, may it be a book or from YouTube, and various sources I've learned. So I'm going to share the videos, not just the methods, but the implementation of those strategies in my videos. So the videos are going to be long and sometimes in parts. So be ready for it. Okay, let's not waste much of your time and get on to our first strategy. So this strategy is based on the insider information that is publicly available on the NSE's website. Yeah, it's the insider information that is publicly available. You heard me right the first time. Okay, so don't worry, I will provide you the link and you don't have to go step by step to reach to the destination where the information is available. But for the sake of information, I'm just gonna show it step by step for the first time. From the second time, you can just go and press on the link that I've shared on the description box below. Okay, so as you can see on my computer screen, we are on the NSC's new website's homepage. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to scroll down and we can just see the corporate announcements section here. Then we have to scroll down a little bit and click on view all, as you can see it here. Okay, so after pressing view all, it will show a variety of options here: announcements, annual reports, etc. etc. The information we need is the insider trading. So just scroll down and locate the insider trading tab here. Click on it. Okay, so it has been loaded. Now this strategy I will implement to make a watch list for my swing trading. I'm going to create a watch list for my swing trading. So that's why I'm going to consider a time frame of 3 months. You can easily change the time frames from here. So I'm gonna go and select 3 months time frame. It takes a little while to load. Okay, so the loading has been completed. Next, what we have to do is download this .csv file. It's basically an Excel file, and once you download it, it will appear in your download section of your laptop or PC, whatever you are using. Okay, once you have downloaded, when you open that Excel sheet, it will appear something just like this. It's a very huge spreadsheet, but don't worry, we don't have to dig into every number and details that has been provided here. So let's go down to the filtering process, how we are gonna filter this data. Okay, what we want from this spreadsheet is that the names of the symbols or names of the companies which has been bought by promoters or promoter groups, not anyone else. As you can see in the column headed with category of person, we can see there are various types of persons like director, employees, others, etc. etc. We don't want all of those. We just want promoters and promoters group. Let me just widen this column. Okay, now let's apply filter. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and delete all the rows except which contains promoter or promoter groups. Okay, Alt H. delete rows. Okay, done. Next, what we will do is that we only want the names or the symbols which have been bought through market purchase. You will be able to bifurcate that from the modes of acquisition column. I have widened that column for you. As you can see, there are various options through which you can buy a share, like gift, revocation of pledge, off market, inter-se transfer, etc., etc. But we are going to focus only on market purchase. So let me just go and delete it. Delete the delete everything except March's market purchase. Okay. Oh, let's delete rows. Okay. Once that is done, we have completed the major portion of our filtering. Next, what we have to do is we don't need all the columns. As you can see, there are 9-10 columns in the spreadsheets. We don't need all those columns. We just want the symbol name and the value of securities acquired slash disposed. Why I'm doing that? Because the aim of our analysis is to study the flow of money. The flow of money means the value of security. So we just want the symbols and the value of securities column. All else columns we don't need, so we'll just go and delete them. Column. Okay. Okay. Once we have done that, as you can see that in the symbols column there are identical rows. Identical in the sense that they have the same symbol. This might this might create a problem in our analysis, because why this arises, why this duplicacy arises, because the shares might have been reported at different dates or at different times. So we would want a consolidated form of data in order to analyze it. So let's just go ahead and do that. Also, this analysis we have to do on a daily basis, but you don't have to get worried. You don't have to go through all of these steps every day. If you are good with macros, okay, sorry, why didn't it work? Yeah, it worked perfectly. Okay, so if you're good with, I was saying, if you're good with macros and VBA, so you can record your macro on the first day, and then automate that sheet to do it every day. Once again, if you, I am not very capable of doing the automation. I'm still learning, so I have to do this analysis manually every day. Okay, so now the final part of our filtering process is here. So what we want is we only want the symbols of those stocks in which the value of security is equal to or greater than 1 crore. Now this 1 crore is as of my rules. You can manipulate, you can alter this data a little bit. You can take the lower bound as 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs, whatever suits you the best. But for my analysis, I'm going to consider 1 crore. So let's just go and filter it. Don't want custom sort. Yeah, want to filter the data. I'll do it from largest to smallest. Okay. Okay, so we'll delete everything that has a value less than 1 crore. Okay, so now we have the symbols which have been bought by the promoters or promoter groups in the last 3 months through market purchase and whose value is worth 1 crore or more than that. Okay, so let's just copy down these symbols and create a new spreadsheet where we'll do our final analysis. Okay, let me just add one row here. Okay, yeah. So what next we have to do? So what I'll do is we have around 93 symbols here. So what we have to do is we have to copy down this symbol. We'll go to the NSE website again. We'll paste the company name here and we'll go here. Okay, what we have to do is we are like, for example, we are considering the first stock, that is Wabcoin India. Wab Wabco India Limited. Okay, sorry for the mispronunciation. It's Wabco India Limited. Okay, so we have to go down to their page that is available on the NSE's website. Then we'll go to the corporate information section. Okay, now the final part comes. For this Wabco India Limited, we have to check four things, that are shareholding pattern, SAST regulations, promoter encumbrance detail, and financial result. The last one, the financial results, is optional. So first we'll check the shareholding pattern. As per my rule, as per my analysis, I prefer that the promoters and promoter groups have a shareholding of at least 50%. That is my criteria. You can, again, I am saying that you can it's a flexible strategy, so you can alter it a little bit. You can consider it 45%. You can consider the lower bound as 40% or whatever suits you the best. But as far as my analysis goes, I will take it as 50%. My lower bound will be 50%. So it looks good. It fits into our filtering process. Next will be SAST regulations. In SAST regulations, what we want to see is that in the last 6 months, has any institutional investor, that is mutual funds or anyone, or the promoters or promoter groups have sold any quantity. So as we can see, the broadcast date slash, yeah, so for this Wabco India Limited, there has been no selling by any institutional investor in the recent 6 months. So it again fits to our category. Next we go to the promoter encumbrance detail. In this tab, what we are aiming to check is that what percentages of shares are pledged. So for my analysis, I take it as a 0%. If there is a 0% pledging, then it fits. Then it fits for my strategy. You can again be flexible about it. You may tolerate 3%, 2%, or 1%, whatever you want. Whichever suits you the best. You can take that percentage of shares pledged. But for my analysis, I will take that as a 0%, the best fit. Next one is an optional filter. You may or you may not check it. I sometimes do not check it, but I sometimes give it a weightage. That is financial results. In the financial results, we are gonna check the earnings per share. If the earnings per share is a positive value, the recent earnings per share reported is a positive value, then it fits perfectly for our analysis. So since it's negative, so this fails this category, financial results. Okay, so now we'll go back to our Excel file, and since it failed the last category, that is financial results, we are gonna color code it as red. Next stock is JSW Steel. Now, uh, for every 93 stocks present here, for every 93 stocks present here, we have to repeat those same set of processes that I explained for Wabco India Limited. We have to repeat all those process for all the 93 stocks. Don't worry, you don't have to repeat the process for all the 93 stocks daily. I'll give you a shortcut that how can you um, be prevented from that. I will explain that to you at the last. Okay, so next stock is JSW Steel. So again, we'll go to the insider trading one. I'll type JSW Steel. Okay, we'll click on the JSW Steel symbol. Next, we will go to the corporate information here. Then we have to check the all four criterias once again. So the shareholding pattern. See, the shareholding pattern of promoter and promoter group is less than 50%. As you can see here, it's 43.07%. So it fails our criteria. So we don't need to go further. We'll just discard this stock and we'll just color code it red again. Next stock is Banco India. Okay, so again, we'll go to the insider trading. We'll paste this Banco Products Limited. We'll click on this. Then we'll go to the corporate information section of Banco India Limited. Then we'll check the shareholding pattern. So the shareholding pattern is 67.88%, which is greater than 50%. So it fits perfectly in this criteria. Next is SAS regulations. Okay, so see, on 27 August 2020, this date falls in the recent 6 months. So there shouldn't be any selling by any institutional investor or any promoters or any promoter groups in the recent 6 months. But as we can see here, that the Overseas Pearl Limited has sold this much quantity, as you can see on the screen, on 27 August 2020. So we are gonna go and discard it. We don't need to go further. So we'll just color code it as red again. Next on the list is Grasim. So again we have to repeat the same process. We'll go here. We'll click on Grasim's Limited. We'll click on the symbol Grasim. This will redirect to another page of in the NSC only. We'll go to the corporate information. Next we'll go to the shareholding pattern. As we can see, the shareholding of promoter and promoter group is less than 50%. It is only 40.26%. So it does not fit my criteria. So I'll just discard this stock. I'll again color code it with red. Next in the line is Bajaj Finance. We'll copy it. We'll go to the corporate filing section. We'll paste the company name. We'll click the Bajaj Finance. We'll click the symbol of Baj Finance. This will redirect to us in another page. Then I'll go to the corporate information of Bajaj Finance. Then I'll check the shareholding pattern. So shareholding pattern looks good. It's 56.20%. So it's greater than 50%. So it fits good. Next on line is SAS regulation. So in the past 6 months, there has not been any selling by any institutional investor. So it fits again. Next is promoter encumbrance details. No pledging has been done on this share. No reported pledging has been done on this share. That would be more accurate to say. So it's 0%, so it fits again. Next is an optional criteria, that is financial results. So I'll just check it. Okay, so no information of earnings per share is highlighted here. So we are it's my choice now that if I want to consider this stock for my watch list, or I don't want to consider it. Since the earnings per share is not highlighted in the NSE's website, I can check on any other website, any other third party website for this information, but I only believe in the NSE's data, so I'll just go ahead and discard this stock again. Next in the line is Maruti. So let's check. Let's go back to the corporate filings insider trading. We'll search for Maruti. Click Maruti. We'll click on the symbol of Maruti. Next we can go to the corporate. Okay, one more detail I want to highlight is that some stocks would be very pricey for some of us. As I mentioned earlier also that my portfolio, my margin or my capital, you can call it with whatever name you want, is quite low. Like I trade only with 30,000 rupees. So a stock worth 6,956 is a very costly for me, as I have set a limit of 1500 to 2000. That means I won't spend more than 2000 rupees on a single stock. So it is possible that some of you might have a small account and you wouldn't want to invest in such a stock which is so highly priced. So you can just go ahead and ignore it. But for the sake of doing the analysis, I will also analyze the Maruti stock, ignoring the fact that it goes way beyond my capacity of buying the stock. Okay, so we'll again copy the process, that is going to corporate information. We'll go to shareholdings pattern. It looks very good. It's 56.28%. The shareholding of promoter and promoter group is 56.28%. So that's a positive sign for us. Next, we'll go to SAS regulation. Okay, the last it was sold, the last the Maruti stock was sold was on 1 August 2015. At least this was the last date reported. I don't know what actually might have happened, but the latest information available is as of August 2015. So it still fits good in our analysis. Next, we will check about promoter encumbrance. 0% pledging is there, so it fits good. Next, I'm going to go on the financial results. So we can see that financial results, the earnings per share, the latest earnings per share released is negative minus 8.26. It's negative 8.26. So according to my analysis, I sometimes ignore the fact that it has a negative earnings per share, but sometimes I also take it into account. If it's positive earnings per share, it's well and good. If it's zero or positive, it's well and good. But if it's negative, I sometimes ignore that fact that it's negative and I still make a position in that stock. But for the sake of analysis, I'm gonna color code it as red as of now. Next in the list is Shriram Sit. We'll copy down this. We'll again go down to the insider trading information. We'll copy the stock name. We'll click on the stock name. We'll click on the symbol, then we can close the Maruti. Okay, then I'll go to corporate information. Again, I have to check the four parameters that I have taken into account. The shareholding patterns first. So as you can see, the stock can be discarded based on the shareholding percentage of promoters, that is only 33.92%, but our lower bound for this is 50%. That means it should be at least 50%. The promoter should have at least 50% share in the company, but it's not in the case of Shriram City Union Finance Limited. So we'll just go ahead and color code it as red. Next in the list is Godrej End. Okay, we'll again go to the corporate filings insider trading. We will paste the company name. We'll click here. We'll click on the symbol. We can close the Shriram Finance Limited. Next we will go to corporate information of Godrej Industries Limited. Next I have to check the four parameters once again: the shareholding pattern, the SAS regulation, the product promoter encumbrance, and the financial results. Again, let me repeat that financial results is an option. You can ignore it if you want. So let's go and check shareholding pattern. It looks good. It's 64.20%. We'll next check SAS regulation. Okay, so the Smita Godrej Krishna, I don't know whether it's a promoter or the owner, but there has been a selling done of 6 lakh 7,634 units on 7 September 2020. So the baseline is that there has been a selling done in the recent 6 months. So we have to go and discard this stock once again. Okay, so next on the line is Adani Ports. So let's go and check the Adani Ports again on the NSE's website. So we'll go to the corporate filings insider trading. We will type the company's name, Adani Ports. Here it is. We will click on the symbol of Adani Ports. We can close the Godrej Industries. Okay, next we'll go to the corporate information of Adani Ports. Now we have to check again all the four criterias. We'll first check promoter encumbrance. Okay, see, the promoter encumbrance shows that there has been a pledging of 28.70%. So we will have to discard this stock once again. So let's just go and color code it as red. Okay, next on line is Mahind CIE. So we'll just copy the company name. We'll go to the corporate filings once again. I'll paste the company name. I'll click on Mahind CIE. Then on the symbol Mahind CIE, I can close Adani Ports tab. Then I'll go to the corporate information of Mahind CIE. Next I'll check the shareholding pattern of Mahind CIE. So as we can see, the promoters hold 69.46% of Mahind CIE. So it looks good. It fits to our criteria. Next we will go to SAS regulations. So yeah, there has not been any selling in the past 6 months, so it passes this criteria too. So let's go to the next one, that is promoter encumbrance details. So as we can see that there has not been any pledging done in this stock, so it's good. Next we'll go to the financial results. So as per financial results, the earnings per share is negative 1.23. So again I'll repeat that financial results is a optional criteria. You may or you may not give weightage to that. So I give weightage to that. I give weightage to earnings per share, and my criteria is that the earnings per share should be at least 0 or should be a positive number. So we will have to discard the Mahind CIE again. We'll color code it red. Next one is AP Polo. Okay, we'll copy it. Then I'll go to corporate filings. We will paste the company name. Okay, it's APL Apollo Tubes Limited. Okay, I'll click on that. I'll click on the AP Apollo Tubes Limited. I'll go to the corporate. Again, we can see that it's 26.95. So some may be reluctant, some investors may be reluctant to invest in such a costly stock. So you can go ahead and discard it once again. So we'll go to the corporate information again. We'll press on the shareholding patterns. It's 38.40%. So it has been, it should be deleted from our criteria. Sorry, it should be discarded. This stock should be discarded as it has a less than 50% shareholding of the promoters. So we'll color code it as red again. Next on the line is Jubilant. I guess the Jubilant is somehow related to Domino's. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I hope that this stock fits into every criteria that we are looking for. Let's hope for that. Okay, so we'll go to the corporate information of Jubilant Industries. We'll go to the shareholding pattern once again. So shareholding pattern is quite good. It's 74.96%. Next we can go to SAS regulation. Okay, so yeah, we can see that the portfolio management clients of Equity Intelligence India Private Limited, the name actually does not matter, but what matters is that they have sold this amount of quantity in the recent 6 months. That is, oh no, sorry, it was of 2018. I thought it was of 2020. Okay, so it looks good here also. There has not been done any selling in the recent 6 months by any promoter or any institutional investor. So next what we have to check is the promoter encumbrance detail. So there has been a 0% pledging of this share, so it fits into that too. Next we will check the financial results. Okay, the earnings per share, the recent earnings per share reported is negative 0.24. So we have to discard it, guys. We have to discard the stock. Okay. Next on the line is Apollo Tires. So let's go ahead and check Apollo Tires in the corporate filings. Okay. Apollo Tires. Yeah. We'll click on the symbol of Apollo Tire. Next I will go to the corporate information of Apollo Tire. I'll check the shareholding pattern. Shareholding pattern is less than 50%, guys, so we have to discard it. We don't have to go further. If any one of the criteria, if any stock fails to pass any of the criteria set by us, then we don't have to go further in that stock. We could just go ahead and discard that stock. Next on the line is Welspun India. So we'll copy that. We'll go to the corporate filings. We will paste. We will click on the Welspun India. We'll click on the symbol Welspun India Limited. We can close the Apollo Tire tab. Yeah. So in the Welspun India, we'll go to the corporate information once again. As you can see, the steps are getting repeated for each and every stock. So we have to repeat the same process for every 93 stocks that we have on our Excel sheet. So first we'll go to the shareholding patterns. Shareholding looks good. It's greater than 50%. It has passed this criteria. Next is SAS regulations. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. So no selling has been done in the past 6 months by any institutional investor. So it passes this criteria too. Next one is promoter encumbrance. We can see there has been a 0% pledging. So it looks good here also. The last one is financial results. Okay, so this is the first stock till now that we have found a positive earnings per share. So it passes all the criterias in our list. So we'll just go ahead and color code it as green. Okay guys, so now I can explain the further step, as we have found the first stock or the first symbol which passes all the 4 criterias that I have set. So what's the next criteria? There is a there is a few steps left to include this Welspun India into our watch list. So what are those steps? We'll discuss it now. Okay, once a symbol or once a stock passes all the four criteria set by us, then what we have to do is we will go back again to the NSE website. We'll go to the corporate filings, insider trading, this tab, and what we have to do is now we want to download the insider trading report of this particular stock for a time frame of 3 months. So I will just go ahead and click 3 months here. Okay, so it has loaded. Now I'll download this file. Okay, now I'll open the insider trading report of Welspun India only with a time frame of 3 months. So it's opening, guys. Yeah, it has opened. Now we have to apply some filters before I go on to the further steps. What we have to look is that we'll only consider the promoters or the promoter groups. So we have to delete everything other than promoter groups who have bought the stock. So as we can see in the category of persons column, all the buying has been done by the promoter and promoter groups only. Next, what we have to see is that the mode of acquisition, you can see in the column S, the mode of acquisition should be through market purchase, nothing else. So we'll delete anything other than market purchase. So let me just widen this column. Yeah, as we can see, every stock of Welspun India has been bought by the promoter or promoter groups and through market purchase. Okay, now we can go to the next step. Now what we have to do is that we will calculate the total number of securities acquired and the total value of securities. So why we are calculating this? To calculate the average price at which the promoters made a position in this particular stock. We will divide the total value of securities by total number of securities. Let me repeat the formula once again. I will divide the total value of securities by total number of securities in order to calculate the average price at which the promoters or promoter groups have made a position in this particular stock. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'll just apply the sum function and let's sum it. Okay, I'll just drag it down here. I will then divide the total value of security divided by total number of securities. Okay, so it gives us 42.13254. We can decrease the number of decimals. Okay, so now it's a clean 42.13. What this number 42.13 symbolizes is that this is the average price at which the promoters made a position through market purchase in this particular stock. I'll also write it if anyone misses it. Average price. Let me just go ahead and highlight this. I'll just go ahead and highlight it. Okay, so we'll now go back to our master sheet here, and in the starting of the video I only made and included and inserted an extra row here. So what was this for? Let me just give the headings here, symbol, and here we are going to record the average price of those stocks in which uh, of those stocks which are fulfilling the four criterias, the four which are passing the four parameters that we have discussed, namely the SAST regulation, shareholding pattern, the promoter encumbrance details, and the financial results or earnings per share. So we'll record the average price only of those stocks which have fulfilled the four criteria. So the average price of this was 42.13, I guess. Let me just check it again. Yeah, it was 42.13. Okay. Now what? So this Wellspun India is now in my watch list for swing trading. Now, at what price point should I make a position? It's quite obvious answer that I will try to make a position in this stock. The closest, the price point in which I make a entry or in which I make a position should be closest to the price at which the promoters or the promoter groups have made a position in that stock, and that price is 42.13. So I'll go ahead and check the current price at which the Welspun India is trading. So we can check it. Yeah, here it is trading at 60.80. So it's very far from the average price which we calculated from 42.13. So it's actually, if not impossible, it's actually tough to make a position exactly at that price, but we can uh, take into consideration a fluctuation of plus minus 3%. Again, this number you can manipulate according to you. You can take it as 5%, 7%, but I would suggest don't take it more than 5%. If it's within a range of plus minus 5% from the average price we calculated, then it's well and good. You can make a position in that. Okay, yeah, one more thing. Before making a position, we also need to see what volume of trading is going on in this particular stock. If the volume is too low, suppose that the volume is around 2000 or 3000 stocks per day, then it's a very low volume. So I may not trade on this because it's very risky. The price fluctuation may be too high for me. So I would avoid those kind of stocks. So you can, what you can do is um, you can set a lower bound for the average traded volume per day. You can take it as 1 million per day or 900K per day as a lower bound for the average volume traded for that stock. Okay, so anyways, the Wellspun India is on my watch list till now. I have not checked the average traded volume. I will check that for sure before making a position. It should not be very low. But since it's currently trading at 60 rupees and it's way far beyond the range of plus minus 3%, so I'm not making any position right now. When it comes close to 42.13%, then I will think about that. Okay, next stock is Trident. So let's copy it down. We'll again go to corporate filings, insider trading. We'll paste this company name. We'll click on Trident. We'll click on the symbol Trident. It will redirect to this page of Trident Limited. We will now, okay, this stock is very cheap, that is 6.85. It's quite possible that maybe the traded volume on this stock may be very low. You might want to check it before you dig deep onto this. So anyways, for the sake of analysis, I'm going to go ahead and repeat all the processes that we have discussed till now. So I'll go to the corporate information, then I'll go to the shareholding patterns. We can see the shareholding pattern is quite good. It's 71.07%. Next, I'll go to SAS regulation. SAS regulations. Yeah. So it looks good. No selling has been done in the recent 6 months. In the past 6 months. Okay. In the promoter encumbrance, I see that there is 0% pledging. Next is financial results. Okay, again, the financial results, earnings per share should be greater than zero as per my criteria. You can always alter it down a little bit. And again, let me repeat that financial results or the earnings per share is an optional parameter. So you can go ahead and ignore that fact. But since it's good, it's positive, so it's good for us. So we'll just go ahead and color code it as green. Okay, so we all know what's the next step. We will check the average price at which the promoters or promoter groups have made an entry in this stock. So for that we have to download the 3 months insider trading report of this particular stock. In this case it is Trident. So how can we download it? We have to go back to the corporate filing section. We will click on the 3 months so that it can refresh. We will download the insider trading report of Trident for 3 months by clicking this download button here. I'm going to go ahead and download it. Yeah, it's downloaded. Now what we'll do is we'll open the file. Okay, now what I will do, that I only want the promoters and the market purchase, not anything else. So I'll just go ahead and delete everything else. So promoter, in the category of person, it looks good, we don't need to delete anything. In the mode of acquisition, we need to delete the market sales. We just want the market purchase, nothing else we want. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these two rows. Okay, now next step is that we need to calculate the average price at which the promoters made the entry in this stock. So how we will calculate that? We will divide the total value of security by total number of securities. Okay, so let me apply the sum function here. Okay, shift arrow, sum has been done, sum has been done. We will just drag it down here. Okay, now let's just divide the total number of securities by total number of let's just divide the total value of security by total number of securities. Okay, so we reached down to a point of 6.37. Okay, there's too many decimals. Let me just remove the decimals. Okay, now it looks a little bit clean. It's 6.37 rupees. Let's check the current trading price, the current price at which the Trident stock is trading. Yeah, we can check this on here. Yeah, it's trading at 6.85 rupees. So it falls in the range of plus minus 3%. So I'm gonna go ahead and color code it as green. Okay, we already, yeah. So it's already color coded as green. Let me just record the average price. The average price was how much? Don't save. The average price was 6.37. Okay, correct. 6.37 rupees. Okay, sorry. 6.37. Okay. Now the next step, the Swellspun India and Trident are already included. Sorry, it will be included in my swing trading watch list. But before that, I will also go ahead and check the trading volume, the daily trading volume, or I will for instance calculate the average trading volume of these stocks, and it shouldn't be too low. It can be risky for us to make an entry in such a stock which has a very low trading volume per day. Okay, so let's just go and check the next stock, that is Star. I will copy that down. I'll go to NSE website. Let me just close this window. Yeah, we'll go again to corporate filings. Now till now you might have memorized the whole steps, so I don't have to repeat again and again. So we can go a little fast from now on. We'll go to the corporate information. We'll go to shareholding pattern. Okay, this fails the first parameter itself, the shareholding pattern. So we have to color code it as red. Okay, red. Here it is. Next on the list is Tata Motors. Let's copy it down. Let's go to corporate filings. Paste the company name. Press the symbol. Yeah, corporate information. Shareholding pattern. Shareholding pattern is less than 50%. So it fails the criteria once again. I'll just color code it red once again. Next is Tata MTDVR. Okay, let's copy it down. We will repeat the same process for all the 93 stocks here. I know it's a very tedious job and we have to do it manually. There's no other way we could do it. So, but it's all right. You from the on the first day we have to do this for the all 93 stocks, but I will tell you a shortcut. We can do this from the second day onwards. On the first day we don't have a way out other than doing manually for all the 93 stocks. So yeah, Tata Motors Limited, we will go to the corporate information, shareholding pattern. Why it's not displaying shareholding pattern? Okay, let me just pause it a little bit. Yeah, okay guys, so I think there was some net issues, that why it was not getting loaded. Yeah, now it has been resolved. Yeah, so we can see that the shareholding is very less. It's 5.35, very less than 50%. So we will just go ahead and ignore this once again. So we'll color code it red. Next on the list is Aarti Drugs. We'll copy it down. We'll go to Tata Motors. Sorry, we'll go to the corporate filing section. We'll paste the Aarti Drugs name here. We'll click Aarti Drugs Limited. Then we'll click on the symbol of Aarti Drugs. Okay. See, once again we can see it's a highly priced stock. It's 2961. So some of us may have a low margin or low capital, so we can just go ahead and ignore. There are 93 stocks, so we are going to get a lot of opportunities here. So we can leave some of the stocks. We don't have to force ourselves to make a position. That would be the most bad thing that we can do, force ourselves to make a trade. So yeah, let's just go and check. Yeah, Aarti Drugs have a shareholding pattern of greater than 50%, passes the parameter. Okay, yeah, so Aarti Drugs, in the SAS regulation, there has been a selling done by some promoter or anybody uh, in the past 6 months, so it fails this criteria of SAS regulation, so we have to color code it red. Next is Aarti Surf. We'll copy this down. We'll go to corporate filings. We'll paste it. We'll paste Aarti Surfactants Limited. We'll press on the symbol Aarti Surf. We can close the tab of Aarti Drugs. Yeah, next we can click on the corporate information. I will go to the shareholding pattern now. Okay, the shareholding pattern is 44%, so it's less than 50%, so we will just discard this stock once again. As you can see that I have till now reviewed 20 stocks, but we just have found two stocks. Other else I can just say that I have found only one stock, because the Welspun India is trading at 60 rupees. That's way above the average price we calculated. So yeah, we can just say that it's one stock till now. And till now the Trident is not for sure that I am going to make a position in this, because I have not checked the average traded volume. So I have to check the average traded volume before I make a trade in this. If it's too low, then I'll just go ahead and ignore that stock and I'll look for any other stock, any other opportunity as such. Okay, so I'll just copy down this next stock, that is NCC. We will go to the corporate filings. I'll paste it here. Okay, so symbol, NCC symbol, I can click. Yeah, I will go down to corporate information. I will go to shareholding. I'll check the shareholding. Yeah, it's very low. For NCC, it's 19.3%, so it fails. So it fails the criteria once again. Okay. So next we will go to Chambleford. Okay, let's copy it. I'll go down to corporate filings once again. What's happening? Yeah.